Hi, this is Kamera again. We're on day number 253, Ezekiel chapter 34 through 36. Ezekiel, man of God, prophet of God, giving those messages that God tells him to give when he gives them. So today we see that God is prophesying against shepherds of Israel, the leaders of Israel, and he's upset with how selfish and cruel they're being. They're actually disregarding and totally not taking care of his sheep. He says, you take care of yourself. You make sure you eat the finest foods. You make sure that you are dressed nice. You have everything that you want. But you're leaving my sheep unattended. And because of your harshness and your cruelty, they are scattering. They are scattering, and you're not even, they're sick. There's some sick, starving. You're not taking care of my sheep. So when they're scattering, they become easy prey to wild animals. So he's getting on the shepherds today. But he says he's going to deal with them. He's going to take away their ability to lead his, or the authority to lead his people. He's going to take them. So that's what he's talking about today. The shepherds, and he says that he is their shepherd. He's going to go and search and find, take care of, rescue his sheep. God says, I am the shepherd. I will go and I will look for my sheep. I will take care of them. I will rescue them. And there's a lot of things he said he's going to do. He's going to bless his people. He's going to bless the land. He's going to even rebuild a covenant of peace. So he does say, you are my flock, sheep of my pasture. You are my people, and I will be your God. But he goes through everything how he's going to bless his people. And he tells Ezekiel to prophesy against Mount Seir. And he says, your hatred, your eternal hatred against Israel caused you to be very cruel to them. I had already punished Israel for their sins. You had no mercy. You've gone in and you've done wicked things to my people. You've been extra cruel to them. And because of you not having any distastefulness for blood, then he says, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. So God's going to take care of Mount Seir because of their cruelty and their disregard to him. They had no respect for God. He says that they have shown God. No, get this though. You have to understand this. God's chosen people is Israel, and they are our example of who God wants, basically how he wants to treat us. He used them as an example so that we'll trust him. And yeah, he's not happy when we treat anybody cruel, but you had no regard to the fact that they were my people. I had already punished them, and you're rejoicing over their devastation and everything. And so, yeah, I'm gonna take you down, basically. So God he's not pleased when anybody is treated cruel, not at all. But because a person bear his name, for instance, I think about when David was running for his life, even though he was anointed king, Saul was in kingship at that time. Saul was running after David to try and kill him because of his jealousy. He wanted to kill David. But David had many opportunities to kill Saul. Many opportunities. Everything David did, he did for the Lord. And clearly it's like God was allowing him to kill him because he was right there. But David was so sensitive to the fact that Saul was God's anointed. And because God anointed you, I will not kill you. I'll let God handle you. So I'm thinking of the people of Israel, how they were God's people, and they had no regards to the fact that they were God's people. Even now today, ministers, pastors, I don't talk negative about them. I'm not going to even talk negative about them, and I'm going to try my hardest not to talk negative about anyone. But for some reason, when it comes to those pastors and those ministers, I am very careful. am. Not, I just say, Lord, look on them. I know you're gonna, you have no respect to person, and you're gonna take them down. You want to, and you're gonna. I feel bad for them because a lot of people, when they do start out to serve God, they are on fire. They just got distracted. So I feel bad that they're going through that. But we need to be careful, guys. God said, "Touch not my anointed," and He expresses that they had no respect for Him when they disrespect His people, and so He prophesied against, he also tells my son Aiden. Aiden's back in the picture. Come here, buddy. You what, buddy? You have to use the restroom? Well, you go to my bathroom if someone's using the main bathroom, okay? Say hi. Hi. Go to my bathroom, okay? Sorry, guys. All right, so, yeah, he's 2. He came and told me he had to pee. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. God gives a message to Ezekiel to give to the people of Israel. Yeah, he said in the mountains, he says, prophesy to Israel mountains. He says, your enemies have attacked you from all direction, and my jealousy burns against these nations. They have shown contempt for me by gleefully taking my land for themselves. I'm telling you, that was God's land. He gave it to the children of Israel to inhabit. And now the inhabitants, the enemies, have rejoiced over taking it and that type of thing. And it brings, what Israel did brought shame on Israel. They brought shame on Israel. The fact that God had to punish them brought shame on God. I mean, think about it. Let's be fair here. We claim that we are people of God, and we live a life like the secular, with the adultery, with the fornication, with the cruelty. We treat people wrong, with hatred and jealousy and just disrespect. We are people of God. We're wearing the title of being people of God, believers. So God is not pleased when we treat people wrong. Whether they are believers or not, He does not want us to treat them with disrespect. So now you're making God look bad. You're making God look bad because now He has to punish you. You're saying that you are this. God is this loving God, but you're not being loving. God is not pleased with that. So we bring shame on God, and so these nations have brought shame on Israel. Therefore, bring shame on God. So God tells Israel that He's going to restore them. He's going to bring them back. He's going to give them a renewed heart. He says it's not because of anything you did. You didn't do anything to deserve restoration. You did not. But for my name's sake, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to rebuild you. I'm going to replant you. I'm going to repopulate you. For my name's sake, I am holy. And it shows people are saying, oh, they're people of God, and look how God couldn't even keep them safe. People of God, you wearing the name as a believer, a person of God. Be fair and represent God the right way. God is a deliverer. But we have our own ways where we want to just do what we want to do, what we feel, instead of asking God to teach us how to love, to be patient, and to show love. Yeah. And so He's going to restore Israel, and eventually David is going to be prince. So we're talking about a faraway time when David will be that new shepherd over God's people. But yeah, it's just, I'm telling you guys, read God's word to get to know Him. That's the most important thing right there. So many people like to debate about God's word, trying to prove that he can't be real. What He says in His Bible can't be true. That's what they want to prove, that it can't be true. They don't want to prove that He is real. That's the whole point. Just prove that. Just see Him. Just see Him. Don't try to prove anything. Just see Him. Read it seeking Him, not to find fault. And I promise you, you're going to find Him. You're going to know Him. You're going to be blessed to know him. You're going to be. So there you have it, guys. Day number 253, Ezekiel chapter 34 through 36. You have a God-filled blessed day.